The microphone's on the table over there. Okay. Good morning. Wow, Karen is already jumped on. They are ready. Look at these fun projects. Good morning, Julie. Look at this. Wowzy. Becky
another Tim Holtz day.
It's another Tim Holtz day, back to back. Becky is here today. She's going to be sharing her amazing projects with us. Good morning, Tina. Can't wait. Diane is here.
Morning, Katie's here.
Katie's here. Katie, is that 3 days this week?
I know. Actually, like Janine said, it's about 15 days we work this week. Not 15 hours, 15 days. She just said, I go, Janine, you're here too.
She's been here
and
a
she was
lot
like,
too.
no. I said, how many days do you work this week? And she goes, 15.
She's so funny.
I know, she's a hoot.
Oh, my goodness.
Those
Yeah.
are amazing.
Aren't they wonderful?
I'm like,
Dawn, put the camera over here. Well, I did show it earlier,
Yeah.
but look we're going to share
Oh,
all
my.
of these fun tips and tricks Becky's going to share with us, so can't wait. But before we get to this, we're going to show you some of the new product that we got in yesterday or restocked yesterday. And then also we got a couple. Katie just like tickled me.
How can I tickle you when I'm over here?
You grabbed me on the side, don't? As you did. She tickled me. Anyway,
It is Friday.
do you want to show this or do you want to take the camera?
I'll take the camera.
All
You
right.
show.
All
Good
right.
morning, everybody.
We are memory bound in Iowa. And I'm Dawn. Diane's on the camera. Becky's here. Janine's back here. Janine, do you want to do your runway walk for us this morning?
No.
Think about it.
Yeah, I could, but I don't want to fall down and hurt myself.
Janine's our shy one. She's our shy one. Well, okay. So we got a wonderful, as you can probably tell already who this might have come from. This came from Bonnie. Bonnie sends us really amazing stuff.
Okay, squirrel moment. It's snowing in Arizona.
No.
What?
In Flagstaff.
Have fun.
Well, I tell you what, it better be 80 when I get down there, because that's what I'm counting on. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. This
package from our friend Bonnie.
and her presentation is always just so amazing. So let's look at this,
Oh my gosh.
and then let's open up this, and you know, this is such a fun idea. She took like a journal card and put it on the outside. And wow, look at this. Bonnie, you just never cease to amaze us. Look at the layers.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's a waboom right there. And it looks like she did Wink a Stella on the flowers. She fussy cut and then layered them with pop dots. It looks like glossy accents in the middle of the flowers. She has some pearls in the middle of the snowflakes.
And she switched out. She's fooling us. She used silver paper instead of gold.
Yeah.
First snow of the season today in Denver.
Oh my. Keep it out there, please. We don't want any here.
Nope.
Bonnie,
Wow.
it's just amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a waboom. It's a
She
waboom.
always does both sides.
Yeah, really special.
Wow.
And then we also got really cool cards. Look at that one.
That one.
That one's been watercolored, and I absolutely love it.
With
It-
a star stencil?
Yeah, a star embossing folder in the back.
And then this is cut out.
Yeah, so they took whatever they cut out of the paper, watercolored behind it, and then layered the trees on top. So what a really cool technique.
Wow.
I love that. And that came from Karen. Thank you for your daily videos and great customer service. So thank you, Karen. Really cool techniques, and I love this. And then she also did some It looks like maybe glossy accents on the
Wow,
top too.
The
Isn't that
background
beautiful?
is gorgeous. Oh, 12 inches of snow in Minnesota.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful. And then this one came, look at that,
Oh
from
my
Lois.
gosh.
Lois,
Look at the front of that. It's
what a really
gorgeous.
fun card. I love the joy. But
I could
then
make that card.
But then look at this.
Not that.
You gonna make that, Diane?
No.
Holy cow, look at the cardinal. That's so special. Lois, thank you so much for the beautiful, beautiful
Wow.
card. That's another waboom. Wow. Really fun. And then look at how on the inside of the card, she did foil and then the snowflake embossing. And she embossed the tree panels. So really, really fun techniques. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing those cards with us. We really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
And then restocked yesterday is the Simon Hurley stamping foam. So Teresa shared this with us. I should have looked up the date, but you can take this and then you heat it and then you stamp like an embossing folder and it turns this into a stamp. So you can make all kinds of your own stamps and background stamps and use these for stamping and I don't know, stamping. Okay, we've got the Tim Holtz 9.5-inch titanium shears came back in stock.
Scissors.
That's some major scissors.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got in. Okay, and then we got the Nouveau blending brushes. And look at the little ones. So these are kind of like the brushes that I used 2 days ago.
Life-changing ones.
Life-changing ones. These are the smaller version. $16.49 for the 4 of the smaller brushes. Okay, and then we got back in stock the Distress Mica sprays. We've been waiting on these for quite a while. Let's see, the colors are
I think it's the copper.
tarnished brass, brushed pewter, and bronze, antiqued bronze. So those are back in stock. Thank you. Yeah. We got in the 6x8 white waterfall from 49 in Market, and these have been out of stock, so they're back in stock. Love those. There's been some really cool projects done on those. So
Okay, let's see if we can find. It was probably in the summer, wasn't it?
when Teresa did, it was
Yeah.
probably a Monday, so I'm just going to look real quick. So if you're wanting to know the date that Teresa used the Simon Hurley stamping foam, seems to me she did it and then they were sold out for like so long that we had to like wait, and then she did another little demo. Okay, it was July 19th.
Okay.
So July 19th, you can go back
is on the stamping.
the Simon Hurley stamping foam. Yes, so July 19th, go back to videos, go to that day, and you'll be able to see Teresa and all the really cool techniques she used with those. And the fuse tools back in stock. Katie, you used the fuel that one.
I have, yes.
And what can you tell us about it?
Well,
Teresa ordered it, so
Yeah.
Teresa's going to use it.
yeah, you use it on your page refills to seal them. So if you have even like a 3x4 ones, what I have done is put sequins in one of the pockets, and then you can fuse.
So you heat it.
Well, you plug it in, and you have this. I use the little roller one because that's going to look like the serrated. It's going to give you that dot.
Yeah.
You let it heat up, and then you kind of practice a little bit on a practice thing.
Uh-huh.
And then you can use. You're supposed to be able to go down right in the middle of that
To keep it straight.
straight. I find it easier just to use the side of the ruler though, because I guess I drive a little crazy and it pops up and down. Yeah. Mhm. And so and it heats up and then you fuse it. I do use it a lot, and I've used it several times. And sometimes, look at me, I'm just getting on a roll now, starting to warm up. And so then,
She's speechless.
That never happens.
That was not
Ever.
speechless. That was holding back comments that shouldn't come out.
Good job.
Her filter's working today.
you
That
see
never
me?
happens either. Her filter.
A little overclumped now. It's choked right in there. I'll tell you later, Diane. Okay. So then sometimes you say, well, this doesn't fit into my page refill because it's too small. So you can fuse around the picture or whatever it is and make it the size that you want.
It in there.
Yeah.
Well, and didn't you on your Christmas stuff make little pockets of stuff?
Yes.
And fuse them?
Yeah, you can fuse those too. Yeah.
I wish
yeah.
we had those here to show because I remember seeing them and I
Yeah.
thought, oh, that was so
Yeah.
creative.
They're here, but,
They are?
well, you didn't put any in mine.
No.
Okay, never mind.
No,
They're not
But
here.
they were really,
Yeah.
really
yeah,
cute.
you can. Yeah. And it's really easy to use, actually.
But like here, the picture on the back, Diane, shows that you could take like a 4x6 pocket and make 3 long pockets. Long,
Or I
narrow
could fuse
pockets.
them down in the middle. But it's fun because then you can add sequence or whatever or a leaf.
It's
I don't know where that came from.
because we have a lot outside.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
Michelle said it's
Thank
good
you.
for cutting protectors to design your own space as well. We adapt a 8.5 by 11 protector to store Lego manuals.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
That is.
'Cause
That is.
everybody's got a lot of Lego manuals.
So, okay, so you'll find these under tools, and they're $32.99. So if you're looking for that. And look, you can even make your own waterfall pages onto a page protector.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think there's lots of fun things that you can do, and I bet there's YouTube videos out there that you could watch.
Memorabilia and seal it.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's. Do you want to show your stuff again? Diane was here yesterday. If you missed Diane's video yesterday, go back and watch. It was amazing. She went through all of her tags, Christmas tags that she made, and there's some really wonderful techniques and ideas, inspiration for you if you want to use up your stash and make a little Christmas
It's
tin.
a great way to use up your stash.
And Becky's going to go through
Yeah.
her tin
Becky's
today, and I
got an
can't
amazing-
wait. And then Diane, I also want to just show this again because this was such a fun idea for me. You just take your old craft boxes, if you've got any that laying around, and she just put scrapbook paper on them and decorated it, and it made a wonderful, like, reusable gift box. She just crisscrossed her paper on the front, and then you can put tags in there and little things just to make a special box for a special friend, and I love that.
Instead of using wrapping paper.
Yeah, and it becomes reusable.
When do you all clean the house?
Who says we do? If you came to
Our
mine,
husbands are retired.
well, and that does help. That does help. And mine's a clean freak. My husband's
Yes, he
nickname
is.
the White Tornado. And truly, from the moment he came into our family, at Christmas time, he'd be going around and picking up everybody's glasses and
Yeah.
plates, and all the guys were like, "Stop doing that!" So he's a white tornado. So there's nothing laying around at my house except my scrapbook room because I can close the door, and he's not allowed in there. He would have a heart attack for sure.
Elena says, I found 3 meatloaf tins in my
Ah!
kitchen. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh!
Perfect use for them.
That's so funny. That she, if you're wondering what that was, is she said she was going to find her meatloaf tins yesterday to put her
She never uses them.
in your stash. Is
Yeah,
your
it's-
stash still here?
yeah, it's
Diane
in
will
the
have to
back.
show. She had tins that she organized all her scrapbook supplies in for Christmas, and it was so neat and inspiring. So,
There you go.
yep.
Get them out of the kitchen. Put them in your craft room.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
are we
on to
ready?
Becky, you're in
All
for a
right.
real treat.
All right, you want to give her your microphone, and we can't wait to hear all the fun techniques that she used on this. Oh my gosh. Hey Diane, do you want to go get some of these candy canes because we have those that we can show? All right.
All right. Where do you want to start?
Well, Becky, thank you for being here today. We're really glad that you came in and are willing to share your projects with us. So we can start wherever you'd like to.
Well, do you want to start simple?
Okay.
And then move up?
And then move on to the masterpiece.
Okay. Since I've spent so much time on all this stuff, I need simple cards.
She had no time to make her Christmas cards because she was doing all these other
so I got to
things.
do that this weekend. So I started just making samples, and this is using the poinsettia die, or not die, but embossing folder, and then just doing different techniques.
And let's see. I need Katie over here.
It's there, back there. It's, I think, right in front of you.
Right here. Oh, here it is, right here. Hey, Katie. Here it is. It's a texture fade. It's the mini, and it's the mini poinsettia called for $8.99. I yelled for you because we need Vanna here to hand us the product.
So this is one of the simplest. It's just using Wink Stella over the flowers and leaves.
Let me see if I can tip it so they can see it. Okay, so I don't think they're going to be able to see that. But it's really sparkly.
It's just this,
And she used the velvet trim
Yeah.
behind it and foil paper.
And then this is the same thing, but I added glitter to the rock candy to the centers. That's the only difference in that.
Okay. Oh, this one they can see
The glitter.
Did it diamond dust come yesterday?
Yes, it did.
And then this one, all it is the luster wax, the silver luster wax, and I just took it on my finger and rubbed all over it, and it took about 2 seconds, and so that's done.
Okay. Is your mic on?
Oh,
Just make sure it's on.
I have to hold it.
There. Yes, is the light?
Okay, there.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Yeah, that's real simple too.
Wow. All right.
And then this one, I just took black soot and just rubbed all over the card because the
Did you do it with a like with a blending tool?
I think on this I used one of those finger.
Oh, the finger dabbers.
yeah.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
just-
Came in yesterday too.
Because this paper is like bright red.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that made a big difference.
Yeah, so adding it all over, and then I just went back over even more and rubbed over the actual flowers. And then I just spritzed it with the water to kind of blend it in a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And then I
Okay.
did 2 sample things to show you the difference between the ink and the oxides. So you can kind of see. So it's just whichever look you want to go to.
Sorry.
Here's our live studio audience.
I know, sorry.
Katie's. Oh my, Katie. Oh my gosh, I do like that. So is this is the oxide?
This is the oxide and this is
That's
the
the
ink. So it's just whichever just
look
to show you
like.
what the difference looks would be. And also back here on the luster wax, this was on the smooth side of the paper and this is on the rough side, so you can kind of see what the difference
Oh yeah.
look. It's a little bit sharper here
right.
than here.
I like the smoother side because it looks more metal.
Yeah.
Metalish. Whereas the texture side.
Too far away. I missed you.
Here, here. Who's sitting? Look. She's right here.
Again.
Yeah, there's the texture side. So,
Yeah.
okay. Very good. I love all your samples here.
And then these were just watercolored. This had colors and this was just more browns. But when you're doing these, don't give up, because I did one here and I absolutely hated it. I thought it was the ugliest thing ever.
Actually, I like it.
And well, then I came back the next day. I just tossed it to the side, and then I came back the next day, and I'm like, that's not so bad. I'm gonna keep it.
So it just goes to show that even though you think it doesn't look good, just like you said, set
Wait.
it aside, a
Yes.
tip is, and then come back. I
Yeah.
love that. It's really vintage. And the decals,
Yeah, I
everyone's
did the
liking
decal
the
trimmer.
decal trimmer. Yeah,
Yeah.
the decal edge.
And then the same with the watercolor. When you do it, it's going to look ugly.
Okay.
So here's my sample that's done.
See, that's gorgeous.
I did the watercolor, did brown all over, and then spritzed it with water, and then it that's what I came up with.
Okay, did you paint them with a paintbrush?
A water brush.
A water brush, and you picked your ink up with, it was Distress ink?
It was Distress ink. I just smushed it on my mat.
Okay.
Used my water brush, painted it real quick, and I did it really sloppy, which you're going to see in just a second.
Okay, and then after you got done painting, then you went
Then
over
I rubbed it with Distress, I think I used Vintage Photo, over the whole thing.
Okay.
And then spritzed it, and then that's...
And that's how you got like your water
Yeah,
drops.
and then
stuff.
I'll take and I think I did darker around the edges.
And that looks like it's been in the Christmas box for 50 years.
Yeah.
I love it.
And those colors are peeled paint and the aged mahogany.
Aged mahogany.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Because this one was a little too pink for me,
Yeah.
and I don't remember what I used. I don't remember if it was the Festive Berries or if it was one of the others. I don't remember.
Okay.
That was...
Wow, you just got 100 hearts. I think everybody agrees. They really like that one. It's gorgeous.
So then I did the same thing to try to see what it would look like in...
Okay.
However, the oxides using a water brush is not the smartest thing to do because you get this look.
Oh,
see, I
yeah.
didn't mind that.
So I'm gonna take the brown over it, but this was this. I did them at the exact same time, and see
Okay,
how.
let's put these two together.
Yeah. So don't give up when you see this, because like I said, I did it very quick. But this looks really ugly until you add the brown
Over the
and
top.
do the blending and spritz it with the water. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh.
That's a very good tip. Thank you for mentioning that, because I know that I myself have had stuff that I wasn't happy with.
Yeah.
But if it turns out like that, it's amazing.
This looks
So-
like it could be a background, though. You put something
Well,
else in front
I'm-
of it, too.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try it with the brown today and see. But I was like, oh, what was I thinking? Oxides and water? I'm like, come on. And it didn't look so bad when I was first starting until it starts drying. And then it's like,
The oxidized on you.
yes.
Well, it looks like it's got a film over it, but you know what? I think you're absolutely right. If you go over that with brown ink, we should maybe have Katie get us some brown ink, and let's do that
Do it.
live.
We can do that.
Yeah. Yes, they're right here.
And there's more back there, I think. Yes. Yeah, the little ones. There's lots of them back there. Thank you. Yes.
All right.
So that's what that is.
Very good. Well, Katie's going to go get us some ink and a blending tool, and we're gonna.
I'm going to give you another quick idea.
Yes. Okay.
Maggie does a lot with books and paper, and
Yes,
I
she
do that
does.
too. And I've also done where I put on the sides, I do words on the sides.
Oh.
But if it's a pretty book, I don't want to cover it up. So this is one I did years ago, and it's not the best because it's kind of worn. And
Oh, it's
this is my
awesome.
first mixed media thing. So
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Thank you for sharing that with us.
But I thought you can do the same thing with if it's a pretty book and you don't want to cover the cover all
Yeah.
the way, just put lots of greens and then any die cuts.
Sure.
You can do this new snowman would look really cute on a book.
Frosty, yes.
But just stick your die cuts on a book, and it's an easy, quick decoration.
That is cute. I like that a lot.
So even though this is coming apart because it's old,
But what a fun book. So,
but it's a pretty book.
yeah. So if you've got some old books that you don't want to tear apart or whatever, but you want to put them out because you like them, great
Just-
one.
yeah.
And look at how she stitched. She used actual floss to stitch up
Yeah.
her laces. Neat technique.
So then I found this book at Junk Jubilee this year, and it was really embossed, really pretty. I
I
really
should
liked the
say.
leaves and everything, but it was this ugly, ugly color.
Okay.
But I got it for like $1, so
Okay.
I thought, okay, I can do something. So I just used luster wax
Oh my gosh.
and put over. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I'm going to find something to do, but for
Uh-huh.
now. And I kind of left some of the blue because I thought it might look tarnished.
Right, it does.
So I don't know if I'm going to leave it like that or put more on here. I don't know. But I thought it was such a pretty cover. So
Wow,
this is a
Becky.
thing to do too.
What a
for a
neat-
substrate for any of your projects is just take a neat embossed book and just cover it if it's ugly like that.
Wow. Love that idea. That's a wowzer. That's a wowzer. Okay, Katie's here. So we're going to
A spritzer.
Oh, sure.
Okay, let's try this.
and you're using vintage photo.
Yep. Let's kind of.
All right, we're going to see. We're going over. We're trying the Distress Oxide. Well, it's already livening it up. I can't say that, but that's what. Oh my gosh, I like it already.
It is coming back better than I thought it would. Whoops.
Okay, let's see. Lisa says you could use the Tim Holtz Distress Glaze on top of the oxide. That's a good idea. You could use Simon's foam.
I know, she must be new. She
Oh
doesn't
my
understand
gosh.
noises.
All right,
Wow, I like that.
All right, now we're going to spray it. Whoops. Just kind of.
We might need a paper towel or Kleenex.
But anyway,
or-
that does look much nicer.
It does. Wow. So there you go. She colored that with Distress Oxides and then just inked it with Vintage Photo Distress ink, and it made it amazing. Thank you for doing that live, because you just never know how something's going to turn out.
I really like
And
that.
you could,
I do
like, if
too.
you wanted more of the dots like this one has, you could spray it again. But that didn't turn out too bad.
No, it really,
I can't believe that.
the ink, yeah. Elena says like magic.
It was.
Cool.
So,
What if you did this one?
okay,
Take off hand.
do you want me to do that one?
Sure. Why not? Let's just see
All
what
right,
it's.
let's just do it.
Let's just see. As long as you don't mind.
I don't. I got all day.
So do I.
Oh my gosh, look at that
Aren't you glad I
already.
asked her to do that?
Yes, because it really makes a difference already. I can see it. I love
Oh my
it.
gosh.
And when I was spraying mine, I didn't realize it at the time, but I have two of these. One's just plain water, and one I added the little pearls, the little dried pearls.
Oh,
And I put that in there, so I-
perfect pearls.
So some
Oh.
of this kind of has,
like a shine.
pearl.
yeah, it's a
Pearlescent?
little bit of, I don't, you
Yeah,
probably
you
can't see it
can.
on
You
camera,
can. Yeah.
but-
Well, I don't know if they can see it on camera, but I can see it.
and I didn't
Yeah.
because I'm like, why is this looking different? I'm like, oh.
Wow, that's a wowzer.
So
That's amazing.
we'll just spritz it.
See, so the moral of the story is don't throw anything away.
Because it will look better once you get it
Yep.
done.
Persevere.
Yes.
There you go.
So see, that's,
Oh my word.
look at how much came
that
up
is
on that.
great.
Yeah.
but anyway,
That looks fun. Good job.
so there you go.
Very good.
That's
Appreciate you sharing that.
That's
All
so
right.
pretty.
Then I brought this. I did this last year,
Oh, do we have
and I did.
Right here.
They've got these.
Okay,
Katie,
right
where's
here.
Vanna?
She can't reach. She can't get behind me.
My short little legs.
Okay, so we have the Tim Holtz boxes, and they are called Vintage Display Panels. They're $10.99, and I think they're like 10 by 10
Yeah, they are.
approximately.
And
Okay.
if you had the tiles, you can just do this very easily. They all fit. When I did mine, I cut my squares, and then I cut up my ephemera in different pieces. But now it's so much easier because you don't have to do that.
And you can do it on the outside, or you could do it on the inside too.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to maybe put some dismembered deer down here, whatever you want. Dawn, my husband says you're a terrible influence.
In many ways.
Is your mic off again? They
It
said.
says it's.
Oh, it's on.
on.
It's on.
I'll move it
There you
up
go. Move it
closer.
up further
All
to your
right.
talking area.
I'll move my hair so they're not.
All right.
And then once you have them on there, just use brown crayon in the cracks. I
Okay.
use a distressing tool on the edges as well. You don't have to do that, but you can. Just to
Okay.
give it a little bit more distressed look. And then I put brown crayon. And then I read somewhere yesterday that people are using the mica sprays,
Oh, yes.
but you can't do that when it's dried. They said to put the matte medium on, and while it's wet, spray the mica spray.
Oh, really?
And I didn't know that until I
Okay. Okay. So what she did was she cut her pieces up. You put them on with your matte medium behind them, and
and
then
then just cut because you have edges of ephemera coming off the edge, and I would just cut those off, and I might use those somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
There's a Santa where I used its head, its belly, and then its feet. But you
oh,
don't have to do all that work now, unless you've got a lot of ephemera that you want to get rid of. But it
Sure.
takes a lot of time. The little tiles are much easier.
I like
And then I
that.
just glued different ideology things on it.
I love it. Okay, so she used like these numbers. These are called numeric, and those are right there. And then the little flares
These
are.
will not be back next year.
Oh, okay. Katie just informed us that Tim said these are not coming back. The mini flares, they're $4.99. So if you want them, I would call them a collector right now. And you put some distress glitter, it looks like, on top of the flares.
And different, those glass stars, the mirrored stars, and I alcohol ink some of those.
Do you want to shut your mic off and turn it back on? There's some are saying that it's not working. Even plug it, unplug. Yeah, and like everything else, you unplug and plug it back in. Okay, so you put matte medium down. She put her. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? And then you put your pieces on. Then you went over it with distress crayon. And then did you put a layer of matte medium on over top of that? And that's what she's saying is when you put your final layer of matte medium on the top, is spray it with your distress mica spray.
Yeah.
And
To give
it
it some
will.
shimmer.
Okay.
And I didn't do that because I didn't have it at the time. And then on the edge, since this is a canvas, where since I had so much glue, it kind of got on the edges. And when I went to put the ink, it gives it kind of an aged look.
Yeah,
but
it does.
First I'm like, oh, I got to cover that up with ink. And then I'm like, no, or with paint. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it looks
It
vintage.
looks vintage, so I left it.
Yep.
What did you use to put the diamond stuff on your flare?
Matte medium.
Okay.
All right, so Katie asked what she used on the flares to put her glitter on with, and she used matte medium for that also. All right, we're wonderful. Love, love, love. And look at the little bells. There's a little bow, the mirrored stars. So after the end of the video, we'll go and show you all the products that she used on that.
Then they made one of these last year, one of his designers, and so I was like, I gotta do it. So this is one of the divided drawers, and it's this one.
Okay, and this is called Vignette Divided Drawer, and it's $7.99. Love that.
And I used leather paper for the sides, and then just distressed it with three different, I think I used aged mahogany, ground espresso, and maybe vintage photo. So I did different colors on that. And then I had a die cut of the Santa. And then on the first one I did, I forgot to put the toilet paper adhesive on.
Oh, okay.
So I glued it, but it was a happy accident because it got a little bit of glue on the metallic paper.
Yeah.
Because I had sanded it, and then I added black ink over it. And where the ink was, it kind of did those spots.
Yeah,
which
so
I really liked. So
it
looked
is.
aged.
It does.
So I had to go back over on the other side where it had the toilet paper adhesive, and I just put glue on my finger and just kind of dotted it so I could get some of that same
Oh
look.
my gosh. Yeah, where it looks like it has oxidized or something. Oh my gosh. How fun.
And then I just did the pinking washi tape over the top.
And that's the Tim Holtz?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I knew I wanted a scene back here, and originally I wished I had feet so I could lift it up and then I could light it up, but I didn't want to see the wires underneath.
Sure.
So I didn't do that. But so then I did, my husband wasn't home, so I didn't have him to cut out a piece of wood. So I just used a couple layers of chipboard
Oh, sure.
and painted it white, and then added my texture paste and my glitter. Glittered up, I took pixie spray after I colored my snowman, sprayed it with pixie spray, and then used my dust sound effect.
Hey, that. Katie's still over here making sound effects.
How smart is that? Pixie spray.
Yeah, pixie spray, and then just did my
Glitter duster.
yes.
Okay.
And then I had some of those were Tim's a long time ago, and I just
Yep. The blocks.
yeah, used the blocks.
Now, how did you paint your snowman?
I think with this one I used distress markers,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and then I just took a a deer, left its legs
Left
on,
his legs on. Okay.
glued half of it, dumped it in that. That's his old. Was it the platinum?
Platinum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then did the other side.
Okay, the distress, the glitter.
But you could use,
the platinum. Do we have the platinum? Okay, all right, very
but you
good.
could use the new ones too.
Yes. Okay, yeah, where are those new ones?
I think I got one on the table over there. I got one.
got one, but we're looking here. Okay, we'll keep going, and we'll go through all the product at the
And
end.
then just put a tree in a thimble, and
Did you color? Thank you. Did you color the tree?
yes, I sprayed it.
Is that with like pine needles?
I did different ones, and I
And
don't
she's
remember
got
which one
a
that is.
thimble underneath there.
And I did a
So-
couple of snowballs in there too.
Oh my gosh, so cute. So here's the tree. She used like Woodlands, and $8.99. And here's the glitter duster that she used to spray her snowman. And then here's like the sparkle tinsel glitter, and that's $8.99, and it's called Sparkle Set Tinsel Glitter. Love that. Oh, and then Katie's throwing product over here. Here's the salvage Santa and snowman, and you're gonna see she's got the Santa over here foiled, and then there's another snowman, and those are $4.99. So they're a really good deal.
Did you
Okay.
did you say what you colored your snowman with?
Distress markers. But on the other one, I did Sharpies. So you can use whatever. You can use it. You can paint them. I've painted in the past, but Sharpies are good.
And alcohol ink
And alcohol ink,
works
yeah.
to paint your
So you can do however you want to do
resin.
it.
So I said go get a deer.
And do you want to see these? All
Yes,
of them?
we
Okay.
do.
Well, and I cut these out of chipboard.
Okay.
And I cut them from 3.5, and then every 1/4 inch up to 4 3/4. Because I
Okay.
wanted different interests. I
Right.
didn't want them all the same. Mm-hmm. So I just took, I don't know, one thing, and I built on that. And I think I went through these like 3 or 4 times because I kept adding. But
This is
I
jolly enough. Oh, that's adorable.
I thought that guy looked grouchy.
He
so I
does.
did Holly Jolly first, and when I was looking through my sticker book, I'm like, oh, that's what I need for that. And then I saw Humbug, so I added that.
That's so good.
And then,
And we're missing something there. So is that tree in? Where was that tree?
they're together.
I'll just take over. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Katie.
You're fine.
Oh, but I love how you added the velvet trim up there. She just notched a hole and put that in. And the numbers are like this numeric. Wow, how fun.
And then I would just add glitter, like to the numbers and at the bottom, wherever I thought snow would kind of like fall.
Yes.
And some of it I did Diane's mix, like here, and then others, like I did a little on his hat too, just to give it a little. Some of it I did just the plain diamond dust.
Now, did you put frosted glaze?
Yes, I don't. I'm like Diane. I don't like shiny. So all of these, I did the frosted crystal over all of my.
You can really tell. I love it. Look at that.
We had frosted crystal.
No, we have frosted crystal. And then she used these paper dowels, the Christmas ones. I'm going to have these because those are. Look at all that you get.
There's
in
a
there.
lot of new cute. There's a lot of good ones out of that.
65 pieces.
Because I didn't have it when I did this. You guys were out, but I finally got it when I did this over here.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
then, like here, I started with the Santa and just did a little cluster and attached them with a tiny attacher. And this is a little bingo chip, and I just put some glitter on it, the stickers, and then I just filled in with the little short paper doll.
And she numbered all of her
Yes.
cards.
Here's the stickers.
Oh, here's the stickers. This is the sticker book, the Christmas that Becky used to put on her tags. Oh, I love that. A visit from Santa Claus. Okay.
There's 3 sheets. Isn't there?
Yeah, there's quite a few sheets. There might be 4. There's quite a
Yeah.
few.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of them.
For $5.99.
Savannah, I need some of these frames. So then in the old paper dolls, they had like photos.
Oh my gosh.
So I put a photo in there, and then I took one of these frames, and I did the frosted crystal again, and then added glitter as well.
I'm
Wow.
gonna have to get some frosted crystal today.
Yeah.
And look at that, those numbers up there. Let it snow. Really cute.
And just a metal heart and one of the quote chips, and just added glitter to everything.
Neat.
Because I went through, I don't know how many times, going, oh, that needs glitter. How did I miss that? I had
And
glitter
more.
everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the baseboards that she used. Those are $6.99. And those work for everything. Whoops, sorry, Katie.
And when I was getting my numbers, I got them from everywhere, even stuff that wasn't Christmas. I just looked through my stash and looked for numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just added there's one of the flares.
Went merrily on his way. Oh my gosh. And
this was a milk cap that I put one of the numbers on it just so it would be a little sturdier.
cute.
And then I didn't decorate my bag, or I put paper on my bags, but I'm
Okay.
going to go back and do old photos,
Yep.
Christmas photos, and all black and white, and do that on the
Awesome.
bags next year.
Okay.
I don't have time this year, but. And that again is just a
And you're
bigger-
retired, isn't
Yes.
that? Yeah, you're retired and you still
Yes,
don't have
I
time
still
for
don't have,
everything.
yeah.
How are we going to get everything done?
So,
I love that. I love the
so
joy.
that's that, yeah.
Oh, and again, he's
The-
frosted crystal.
And glittered. And then I had these are really old, and I just stapled those on with a tiny attacher. Some more flair, and then I did just some little adornment and jingle bell.
The
and
jingle bell.
glittered them.
Oh, and we do have
Yeah, those will work.
have the mini marquee letters, and there's quite a few numbers. They're $4.99, so you could do joy, you can do the 25, you could do 12 days of Christmas. Those are fun. And then here's the tiny bells. Very good. Oh wow, I like
And then
that one.
Yeah, that's just
Dashing
the frame
through the
again.
snow.
And then I had a ruler, and I just, not a ruler, but a little, what do you call it?
Tape measure.
Tape measure, yeah.
Uh-huh, and she just
And
cut
I
it for
put
the
that-
16. Genius. Oh
I
my
did that.
gosh. Wow. Love.
We're gonna run out of room here.
Vanna's not doing her job over here. She's gawking. Oh my
There's
gosh.
that one. And the metal stars, and then that's that tape, the Christmas tape.
Okay, right
sheets,
here.
Yeah.
And look at the little girls holding Santa's tummy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's adorable. It's called label stickers. Oh my gosh.
And then this was a box top, and I just cut off the edges and then folded them.
Oh,
Back.
yeah. Okay, and
then
made like a
filled up
little,
and made a little-
curio.
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
I just love
Cute.
those paper dolls.
yeah.
They make you
Oh,
laugh.
they do. They're so funny.
And there's just put some glitter flares, one of the milk caps, and then those were number brads, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. The first snow had fallen. Oh my gosh.
And then that's pretty much the same, just ephemera, doll, flare, and a bingo chip.
And I love the layers. Look at all the layers that she added. Good job, Becky.
And I
Really
thought
fun.
she looked a little grouchy too. That's why I had to do joyous. on
Joyous?
it.
I don't think people smiled in the olden days
No.
for their photos. They were just so serious. Oh my gosh.
And then those glass stars, I
yeah, tell us how you
I
did
used
that.
alcohol ink on it, and then I used the metal. What's it called?
It's the
It's the-
metallic.
But I can't remember the word for it.
We have it.
Yeah, the mixative, I think.
Okay.
And I put that on top, so the gold would stick. 'Cause
Okay,
it-
so these are the clear,
they're the
clear mirrored stars.
with alcohol ink. I think I did mushroom, and then I added the gold mixative.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
silver.
Okay. It's just mixative.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Wow.
So that's that.
I love the numbers.
Pretty much just paper dolls, the little metal star with glitter, and the bingo chip, and lots of ephemera.
Okay.
And that's got
Oh,
that
I like this one.
tinsel and a little quote medallion.
Mm-hmm. Christmas finery. Oh, yes, they're in their Christmas
Yes.
finery. Oh my gosh.
And this was just, again, it wasn't in with the Christmas ephemera, but it was just in one of the other packs of
Number
ephemera. that I had.
23.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It just goes to show, just get creative and
look
use
through your
whatever
stash.
you have.
And I originally was going to use a lot of die cuts. I thought I had everything out laid out. I had my any Christmas die cuts and Christmas number of die cuts, but it wasn't right by me. So I cut out one number in a die cut, and that was at the very beginning. It was number 2, and after that, I just did everything that was here. I forgot all about the die cuts, even though I had pulled them all out. Anything Christmas or numbers,
Yeah.
I didn't use it.
Well,
Yeah, it was too far.
I'm with you.
oh my. Cool.
And then I used one of the transparency things, the view slide.
Uh-huh. Santa will know. Gosh.
You have really good Santas.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like you sparkled this one.
Yep.
And foam dot, she layered that one. Really cute, Becky.
And there's,
This is number 1.
yep.
A little round man. Wow.
Those stickers are really good because they've got all kinds of sayings, and you can use. I went back over one of the times. Once I thought I was done, I went back and added stickers, and then more glitter and more glitter.
I like how she puts them at angles.
Yeah, right.
Just
Just
straight on.
stick them in
Yeah,
wherever.
or sideways.
Yep.
So here's my one die cut number,
Number 2.
and that's just a picture frame again. And again, I just added the glitter on top, and then at bottom, like it would fall and settle in.
Mm-hmm. That's a good tip.
So
I like that. It's it's the baseboards again. Oh, I like
and
the
this is one of
candy
the
cane.
the typewriter key numbers.
We do have those too. Oh my gosh, I really like that candy cane a lot.
And that I just put some glitter on as well.
Let's see.
And I think I did Winkestella over most of it and then added the glitter on the white.
Yeah, there. I think we can see that a little bit. Wow. Okay, here's the type chips that she used. I love that.
Did you fold it over?
No, I just cut it.
Okay, she just, instead of folding it over, she just cut it and glued it on.
I have to get me these.
Because I didn't know, because they're different. It's not like,
Yeah.
so I didn't know if I was going to use the number on something else.
Sure.
And that's just one of the adornments tied on and a number.
Oh my goodness. Oh, the holly. That holly's cool. Gosh, so pretty. Number 5.
We're getting to the end.
I did.
Oh my. Well, where did the candy cane come from on that one?
It was in an ephemera.
In a Tim Holtz ephemera
Yeah.
pack. Go through your stash, Lori. You might have one.
Yeah.
Okay. And 6. What did she use for the base of these? She used chipboard.
Yeah.
She said she just cut
It
some.
was just some black chipboard. And I just cut them different sizes from 3 inches, 3 up to 4 3/4. Just different ones.
Yes. And you could use coasters. Wendy Jean said you could use
Yep.
coasters. Absolutely.
You just got to make sure it will fit in your box, whatever kind of box you use.
That's a good tip. Don't get them all made and then go, oh, they don't fit.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 6. Okay, we're on to
Okay,
7. Oh, look at these 2 little kids. And she frosted their hats and frosted her milk cap. Cute. Number 8. Oh, wow. They're just amazing. Oh,
Last
and
one.
look at the deer. Number 9. And she tied a bow and a jingle bell around the deer. Really, really cute. So tell us about the inside of your box then.
I just glued wallpaper. It's one of the wallpapers.
So you just measured and cut?
I just measured,
then-
and these things come out. I glued them in place after I was done.
Okay.
But I just,
That's good to know.
yeah.
And you just use multimedia mat?
Yes.
Wow. And again, she used leather paper on the side of her box that she just inked, and it actually looks like full-on leather. Did you see that? Look at that. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay.
Okay, so this is the hardest one. All right,
Where are we going to, here, let me step
I
back so
probably
they
need
can
to-
see the whole thing.
and then I probably need to come over there.
Okay, all
so that I
right.
can tell you what I did, because I can't tell what I did here.
All right, let's come around here, and Becky's going to come around to this side, and she's going to share all the amazing techniques on this project. She's
Okay.
got 3 sets of lights in it. Oh, here's
My chair keeps moving.
we do have these candy canes. They're
They have a mind of their own.
$1.99, and she's got it right there.
All right, so we'll start with one of the boxes.
All right.
Um,
You want to start at the base?
yeah, let's start with the base. This is just
Okay.
a box. One of their boxes.
So you could use like this one. This is the, let's see, what's this one called? The Vignette Divided Box. It's $11.99. So she just like turned it over
Yeah.
and built her design on it. Okay. What is the sleigh and reindeer die, or is that ephemera?
This on here, that's a die cut.
Okay. It's a
And
die cut that she
Diana
cut.
used it yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and it's not available anymore.
It's a Tim Holtz die
Yeah.
that has
But
been discontinued.
he did come out with one that was. I don't want to know if you want me to tell you. On Simon Says.
No, no.
It's a new one. It's a smaller version,
Okay.
and it was there. But that's, yeah. But you could use anything on there. Any
Right.
die cut, whatever.
Right. Okay.
All right. So this is just a wood base. You could use any size. Paula had done one. Had done. Boy, I'm really talking here. She had at Halloween had used these window frames and done a little scene with all the different windows. And then she did one at Christmas. So when I saw the Halloween one, I had to get these so I could make this little scene.
Very cool.
So on the box, it has, I just used some of the ribbon and then did a quote chip and then rubbed crayon on it and then used the nail heads
Okay.
or screw heads.
Bring this over. There we go. All right.
And I used texture paste and then glitter, and I used the mica flakes as well for the snow.
To make it shiny.
Yeah.
Cute.
And I don't know why I did not put the frosted crystal on these, but I didn't. It's too late now. But I went to the dollhouse section,
Oh.
and I found this wagon, this little pail, and this little pail. And these 2 pails I sanded them first, and then I did black paint
Okay.
on them. This I sanded, and when I sanded, the top came off the bottom, which was good, because then I just took the top. This was bright, shiny red, and I sanded, and then I did put glue, distressed medium on it, and then used the distressing glazes, embossing glaze.
Okay. Okay.
And if you do,
And what color did you use?
I think it was the
Fire
brick one?
brick?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you let it sit, it won't bubble. But if you heat it when the glue's wet, it kind of bubbles.
Okay.
Oh, here.
Okay.
Here's the Vanna.
A little late for
Yeah, for the deer.
Okay.
For the deer.
Okay. Very good.
So then it bubbles and gives it kind of an aged, rusty
Yeah, it
look.
does. That's cool. All right.
And then I did that for the lantern as well. I did the exact same process with the lantern as the wagon.
So you used embossing glaze,
Glaze.
and multimedia matte to put it on
Yes.
with. Okay.
And
awesome.
again, if you don't want it to be bubbly and look rusty, then you wait for the glue to dry. But put the embossing glaze on while it's wet. But then just set it aside, and you can come back and do it whenever.
and heat it whenever
Yeah.
it's dry. Okay. Good to know.
I put the icicles on, and then on the edges,
And these are the icicles. They're called mini icicles, and they're $5.99. I love those.
and the paper I did on the edges was this cobblestone 3D embossing folder.
It looks like the paper was actually like printed, but it's embossed. You probably can't see that on the video, but it is really cool.
And if you rub archival ink on the top part, as you run it through, then you get these black lines that outline the cobblestones.
Oh my gosh.
And you can do that same thing with the brick, and you just put the ink on the inside and then run it through.
Okay, so what color ink did you put on the
Black.
Black on the embossing
On the embossing folder.
and run
And
it through.
and
Did
then
you
you get
use
the outline.
watercolor paper?
On this, yes, I did.
Watercolor paper. Okay, and then what color did you ink over top?
I've never used aged mahogany like I did this Christmas. I used aged mahogany.
Really? Oh my gosh.
That was really
Katie's right here with the aged mahogany.
I used gathered twigs and what's the one that you like now?
Oh, frayed burlap.
Frayed burlap. I used that. So I
Oh
used
my
those different
gosh.
colors, and I just and then I sprayed it to kind of mix them.
Wow.
But
I
the
would
black-
not have guessed those.
Because I tried it without the black, and it was like, okay. But when you add the black, it just adds something to it.
Well, it looks like grout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh, I love that.
so that's just a tip to use for this or for the brick. They've got the mini brick as well. Good job. You're a little
So
slow
these
there.
These are the texture fades, so
Yeah.
you could use cobblestone. These are $10.99, or the brick texture fade, and that too is $10.99. Mini brickwork.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, then I added a little piece of ephemera, that bell, and I used a little screw head on that as well to look like it kind of screwed it in.
Wow.
And there's big ones.
Oh, sorry.
Here's big ones. These are called machinery heads.
Oh.
Wow. $6.99.
Okay, so then on this box, I just glued a little pine cone on with a little bow. I used the candlestick and the candles, little bells, and I put glitter on the bells. A piece of ephemera, and I kind of shaped it, and I don't know if you can really see, but the toys made it come out more like they were flowing out of the stocking.
Oh, here, let me see if I'm trying to see if I can see that. Wow.
We need a camera this way that focuses.
It's over and I went like this. And she like goes,
Oh my. Oh my. Everybody's trying to see the project.
And then I had an old antique ornament that was mirrored, and it had mirrors on both sides, and it broke this year, so I tried to put it together, and it didn't work. So I just used part of the mirror for back there.
What a fabulous idea. Just take some of your old ornaments and put them into pieces like this. Wow. The candles are a Tim Holtz item that we can no longer get, but they might still be out there. Somebody might have them, but we have tried and we can't get them.
Yeah, just look at your stash, too. I mean, find what you can new, but you usually use like part of it, and then you've got some left over, so just pull everything out of your stash.
Exactly. Good idea.
This one was a Santa, and I kind of shaped its belly too to kind of make it stick out more. And then the presents they're a 1/2-inch wood blocks,
Okay.
and then I just put paper on the sides, sanded it on the edges, and then just used distressed ink on the edges as well.
Okay. They want to know if you were an art teacher before you retired.
No,
Were you IT? For some reason I'm thinking, no, you weren't
insurance.
IT. Insurance.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of boring.
She just had a normal, boring job like everybody else, and just decided to just get creative. I love it. But you were creative
I
before
did a
you
lot
retired.
of I did all kinds of different crafts throughout the years. A vintage flare and just glitter on that. That's one of those stars again. That one I did alcohol inked and put glitter on it, and then just put a small tree on the top with some they're baubles.
Mm-hmm.
and alcohol inked them.
Okay.
And this was I don't remember one of his little things from the past.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Here's the lantern.
There's the lantern.
We do have the lantern. I love those. Oh my
do
gosh.
too.
Those are $8.99, and they're like heavy. They're like real.
They're really heavy.
Real.
Oh, one thing, if you do these and you heat it, don't touch it.
Oh, good.
Set
good
it down
tip.
on your glass mat, do your thing, and then let it cool off. And Tim showed where he sprayed it water
Okay.
on his mat and kind of slid it over into that, and then it cooled down quicker.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't do that. I just tossed it aside and let it cool down. But do not touch it. Even this little handle,
Use pot
Leave it alone.
holders. Leave it alone, she
Yes.
said. Use pot holders.
Yeah.
So did you tell how to color it?
yes, I did.
She did.
Well, actually, this one I forgot one step.
Okay.
This
all
one was
right.
already red. This is silver, so I used distress paint on it. And then I did the glue and then I did
Multi-medium.
the
And then the
embossing glaze.
Okay. All right.
So, and then the trees I just inked with different colors.
Okay.
This one I wanted to do the candy, so I used the Vanna, the snow globe, the bottom or the top of the snow globe. Turned it over,
She turned it over and made a bowl.
and I used and here's the candy, and all the candy I did matte medium and then put glitter on it because I wanted all the candy to be
They
glittery.
look like they're right out of the candy store.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
And then the Santa, I took foiling. Yeah, let's get rid of these. Get rid of this stuff.
All right.
I'm right here for you.
Okay. And use foil. I did matte medium and let it get a little sticky, not dry all the way, but. And I just put the foil on it and just used a brush
To kind of
brush it off.
Okay.
And to get the details so that it would get in all the little crevices.
All right. How long do you think you let your matte medium set before you put your foil on?
Parts of it wasn't enough.
Okay.
Because I did some and where it wasn't dry enough,
Okay.
it flaked off and wouldn't stick. So I just kept putting more foil on because I was a mess, an absolute mess. But I don't know how long I should have let it sit.
So maybe like 15.
It depends how thick you put it on. Try to put
Okay.
it on as thin as you can.
All right.
And if you have an area that didn't get covered, you could add a little bit more.
All
Because
right.
after it's all on, you can't tell if you've got a whole bunch of pieces or what.
But that's a cool technique to foil your Santa. And she said that you could also like just paint his fur and do like silver and then paint his coat and
Yes.
do red foil.
I saw one on the Tim Holtz site, and they did that. They used the shiny red.
Use this too.
Yeah,
oh,
you can use that.
that would make
That
the
would
foil
stick to it,
stick?
yeah.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
do have some stuff which I forgot about, and I don't remember what it's called. But it's made for foiling
Okay. All
that
right.
I got here. And I totally forgot I had that when I went to do the
Oh,
Santa.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it,
Yeah.
but it's a thermal web product, and it holds the foil.
Yeah.
Okay, she used this snow globe turned upside down to put her candy in. Different vignette boxes she used on the entire project. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah.
5 vignette boxes. Well, and then plus 6 for the base.
Yeah.
So 6. Okay.
And then just ephemera inside, a little metal star, and then one of the stickers. Actually, I don't think this is a sticker. I think this was part of those pocket cards. Right in front of you.
Yeah.
And there was one that talked about Christmas cake or something. And I don't see it right here, but there's one that talks about cake.
Okay.
And I just cut that piece off. It was one of the smaller ones.
Might have been on the back, but they're not showing you.
Well, it's too small. I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's on.
But it was on there.
Deco foil adhesive is, I think, what you could also
Yeah.
use to hold your foil on. Okay.
And then the top, I just used that little bucket, and then I did bubbles, bubbles and bubbles. Keep that straight, bubbles. And then I just used that icicle crackle paste from this that he had,
Okay.
which you could use distress medium. You
Sure.
could use whatever you have. And then
Yep.
I just put some glitter on, glued them on once they were all dry.
So there's a bucket of snowballs, or you can
You could use
baubles
Yeah,
too.
because I've used both of them in the past.
These
These are bubbles.
Bubbles. Those are bubbles.
Those are bubbles.
Okay.
But you can use either one.
Okay.
They're probably sold out.
Yeah. I think the bubbles are gone.
And then just put a little boy behind it, and that was it.
Cute.
The one over here, I did a Christmas tree, the dog, and I kind of rounded the dog a little bit and set him on some packages.
And then she used part of her mirror that she broke her ornament on
Yeah.
the back of that. And I'm going to try to just tip this a little bit so
see?
they can see in there. Look at the little dog. And she did some more of her boxes.
And actually,
Wow.
this one is a big box,
Oh, I see that now. I'm looking back here.
and I set this one on top of it
Okay.
just to kind of give it dimension.
Okay, so this one right here
It's bigger.
is a long box. You can't see it. It looks like 3 small ones, but then she put this one in front.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, good to know.
And then this I just, here, where's my snow globe? This, I made a table and I used the bottom of this and I inked it up, and then I had 2 bingo chips under it, so it really looked like a table. But then this was so deep, you can't see that cute middle section. But it still worked out. And I put the tree on top and some wooden presents again and just ephemera and a paper doll. And that paper doll I did an embossing pen on it and colored in the dress and then put an embossing glaze on that.
Oh my gosh. Wow, it looks like a fancy holiday dress.
Yeah.
How cute. Bev says this is a project for the rest of winter. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun, though, to just sit and go every day and go add more and more, and then by next Christmas
It's done.
and
That's
it's
true.
ready and you can
That's true.
pull it out? How fun. Okay.
I put a milk cap on it and put some glitter on that, and then just a wreath and put some bubbles or baubles on the wreath.
Cute.
And then this was from the layers this year. Layers.
Bingo.
No, those are baseboards. Oh, right here.
All right. Here's
And it was in with the layers. And the stars, I just glittered one of the stars for that.
Oh, okay.
And that's where it came from. There.
Okay, right here. Neat. And you could use a lot of these for backgrounds.
Here's milk thingies.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Katie just pointed out that the baseboards that we do have in stock have some of those milk bottle caps.
And also the
Little
Slide.
slide cardboard things. We're struggling for words. But oh my gosh, wow.
I need one of those. Put that in my stack.
Becky's got her stash.
'Cause I don't think I got baseboards this year.
No baseboards?
I just took one.
Oh,
I'm keeping that one. I'm
Do
going
we
to put
have
that in
any
my
of
stack.
these wreaths left? Because we did have some of the wreaths at one time.
Are those Tim's wreaths?
No,
Oh.
Okay.
they're just tiny.
All right. I want to turn this so they can all see the base of your tree.
Oh, and show the little tree stand.
Yeah, the tree stand.
Tree stand.
Here's the tree stand, and it looks.
Heavy.
Those are the Tim Holtz tree stand, and I love those.
And this I did the same way as the lantern. I painted it red, glued it, put the embossing glaze over it, and then after I did all that work, I covered it up, and you can't even really see it.
And then she put these little kids, but the little kids are really cute. She put them in front, but I love how you did that. And you used twine and snow on her little presents. Wow.
So,
It's so
and to put it
cute.
together, you really got to think ahead because you've got to figure out how to put the lights in, and you don't want to glue these together till you get the lighting figured out, because this box and this box have lights in them, and you have to hook. I tried to hook them together.
Okay.
So I did the tree, and then I went back and came around and drilled through this box and then put all the lights up here, which is hard to see in all this light, but
Yeah,
at
here.
night it's really pretty.
So that one is lit up.
And then I took one strand.
Okay.
So after I had the lights in here, then I glued this box onto here. And then I did, then I did this one, and I put lights in the top and lights in the tree and glued it on. And then this, I put lights in the top, took my wire, put it down in the top of here, and then stuck it up through the top into my lantern.
Oh my gosh.
Because it had to end up, it's hard to think how you're going to do it. And then once I had that done, I was so excited that I glued on my windows and forgot to put the acetate
Acetate.
behind it. And I had it all, I used the icicle on the acetate so it looked like old frosted glass, and then I didn't end up using it.
But you know what?
And-
That's okay. Let's look at the back of this to show them.
It's not very pretty.
Yes, it is. It's gorgeous. You did a great job. But here's how she managed to do the back. Good job. I think it's amazing. And somebody asked, and I asked the same question. Her tree is stuck in the tree stand with like a poster putty.
Yeah.
That you would use on your walls. So she just put poster putty in there and then stuck her tree down.
And on this one, I did the, that's wax candle stuff that you can put in a candle holder. It's kind of a waxy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I used in there.
Okay. And I bet you could use hot glue,
You could use
too.
hot glue. You could do whatever.
Yeah.
But you got to think of how you're going to put it together and before you start.
That's a good tip.
Because I forgot, too, to put any bobble, because I did the windows on right away because I was so excited that it was looking finished. I didn't get bobbles on my thing. So then I tried to do it reaching in, and there's a couple, and they had glue on them. So there's a couple down in here. I thought
The cat got in the tree and knocked all the ornaments off, and they're down here.
yeah, so they're not getting anything. They're just lit up at night. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all
So-
good. It's absolutely beautiful, Becky.
So-
What a fun project to put out. I would love to have that sitting on a shelf and to go just light it up every night. How fun.
And my husband said, are you going to put it in the grab bag? And I'm like, no. No, this is mine.
In the family grab bag?
Yes, and I'm
No,
like,
honey. No, honey.
No.
That's not
That's
going
not
in the
happening.
family grab bag.
No.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh, lots and lots of hearts,
So.
Becky. It's amazing. So wonderful, wonderful job. Just extremely talented.
well, thanks. It was fun.
Well,
But
good.
now I got to do Christmas cards.
Now she has to go back and do her Christmas cards. She's been
Yes.
working on her projects so much she hasn't got her
Yes.
Christmas cards done. But I'm just going to whip over here and show all the product then that she used. If you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our phone number is 515-965-1102. Or a lot of this product is under new in Tim Holtz ideology. So thank you so much, Becky, for sharing all your talents with us today. It was amazing. Amazing, amazing. Look at all these products. Again, if you have any questions, just let us know. Here's the velvet trims. The tin tops, you could probably use those in as a background too. Everybody's saying thank you, Becky. All right. Well, we will be back next Monday. I believe Teresa is here. We'll be on Monday at 9:30. Thanks for tuning in today. We are open Saturday and Sunday this weekend. And have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Katie, you want to say anything?
Happy. Have a good weekend.